Hello, I'm Angel. I'm working as a computer scientist at Hale Air Force Base. I graduated in May in computer engineering, and I would consider Shekaramiz the greatest mentor I've had. So I worked for him. I knew him for a few years, but I worked directly under him for a couple of years, over 2 years, with this drone project. And he's inspired me to do many things that not many others would be able to inspire me to do. For one, when I would be working on my research and publications, he would tell me that since I interviewed you, I knew from then that you would be the one to get things done, that you could be that guy. So he saw potential in me that I didn't see in myself, and I know that is true because if it were not for him, I wouldn't have the journal publications I do today that have helped me get into grad school and get the job that I have. For example, I'll say that when I was new to his drone team, I was on the path planning team, and I was programming a small drone that I would fly in the CS buildings on Saturdays when there'd be less students. And I remember with this drone, I was doing machine learning and computer vision for it to be able to detect things with its camera and use that process information and make decisions. And I didn't fully understand how it worked when I was working with it, and I wanted to, and he told me he had a machine learning class he wanted me to take. And this was an elective that was available, and even though I already had that elective requirement fulfilled, I still wanted to take it, even though taking an extra course wouldn't have done anything else. I already had the criteria satisfied. I really wanted to learn from him, and so I took his machine learning class, and I learned a lot from him. He taught me so much that I know now, and I know he really cared for the students because every Saturday, he would, any Saturday that I'd be working, he'd also be on campus, and if I wanted to get more things done, I would even come in on Sundays, and once I told him that I'd be working Sundays, then he would make sure that he'd be there the entire day that I'm there on Sundays. And as Masoom said, he would even, provide lunch for us out of his own pocket, which I think was very nice and generous of him, and he didn't have to do that. And every Saturday we did experiments, he would always be there with us, almost every moment. And he had every reason to not be there with us. As we all know, he was a very busy man. And I don't think I could be where I am today without him. He inspired me so much. If you can talk to people that are close to me, they would probably be able to tell you a lot about this professor because I spoke greatly of him. And they would even remember times where I said I'd be done with school after my bachelor's. I'm sick of it. I just want to get out of here already. But he inspired me to pursue a master's degree, and I'm looking very forward to it. And he got me interested in this subject of machine learning and artificial intelligence, which is why I chose to have my master's degree of choice be centered around artificial intelligence. This is not something I probably would have taken as a typical computer engineering student, but thanks to him, he wanted electrical and computer engineering students to be able to know about autonomous drones, autonomous systems in general, and machine learning. He had a strong belief that everybody should know machine learning no matter your background, and I have them to thank for that. So, thanks to him, I'm in a project that I meant that I have a good job and a master's degree set for me. Thanks to him, I believe that he left us too soon, and he planted trees in whose shade he will never be able to sit in. But I'm very grateful for the time he had here to make the changes he did to the engineering department here at UVU.